All right, have and have not fans. This video we are going to talk about Hannah Young coming up in more ways than one because it seems like she could be the sole, I guess you could say, owner, if you will, of Katheryn Cryer's, I'm guessing everything, estate, house, market shares, pretty much everything. And it's a mixed feeling for me. I've seen some comments on like the episode preview and the episode review about how, I know one person said Hannah, if she accepts that position as executor for all of Katheryn Cryer's stuff, she's going to be a hypocrite based off what she told Candace. I have to disagree because Hannah, to me, even though, I haven't 100% agreed with everything Hannah has said and done throughout the course of the series. Yes, there have been times where she's been a flat out hypocrite. But at the same time, I've felt bad for her character for the past couple of seasons just because, think of it this way. Nothing has really happened to Hannah recently. Hear me out on this. Most of just about everything that Hannah Young has been going through, and I'm sorry if you hear background noise, it's people in the parking lot going by. Mostly everything Hannah has gone through lately, the drama and everything, has had something to do with her children. Benny and the Malone money, Benny refusing to return Wyatt's inheritance, Candace taking the money. So basically, aside from Derek revealing him to be the guy with the lion tattoo, Hannah has been on the back burner for a while. That's pretty much it. Yeah, she fought Jim a couple times and, quit her job for like the 20th time at the Cryer estate. But that's really because, Jim sent people after Benny and stuff like that. But I don't think Hannah taking this position, I'm just going to say position, is going to make her look like a hypocrite. I feel bad for her because Hannah's getting caught up in a lot of stuff that she honestly doesn't want to be a part of. And I don't blame her. Think of it this way. Candace took Wyatt's inheritance, over $8 million, then put it in their joint bank account. Then it got reverse transferred. Now Hannah's about to be signed over everything of Katheryn's as a safety precaution because if anything happens to, I guess you could say, what is it? The wrongful death lawsuit. Let me look at the episode notes. I want to make sure I say this right because I know somebody will let me know if I get it wrong. Wrongful death civil suit against Jim and Katheryn, but mainly Katheryn because Jim ain't got shit. If anything happens and she loses, there's a possibility she could have lost everything. But if Hannah keeps a hold of it, then she, will be, I guess you could say, safe. I have 2 points I want to make. Number one, will this mean there's a big mark on Hannah? For example, we know that Celine is going to see Jim in the next episode. We know Celine's going to call Veronica. Well, actually, no, she's already called and agreed to meet up with Veronica. So they will meet over, their plan to get back at Jim. Veronica just out of spite, but, Celine in terms of the child support. Jim only has so many thousands of dollars in his bank account. Lloyd confirmed that last season, right before Candace was going to send the money to his account, but didn't because Charles came into the room. If, let's say, for example, Jim gets out of the hospital, let's just say he gets out of the hospital. I don't think, and if there's anybody who studied law or knows this kind of stuff, you can correct me in the comments. I'm going to assume he just goes back to Katheryn's house or something. I don't really know because Katheryn, let's say she stays in jail for the next several episodes. I mean, we only have 3 or 4 more left before the season goes on break on March 10th. So let's just assume that Katheryn stays behind bars until the mid-season finale and maybe the back half of season 7. Jim is pretty much out and about. Celine wins the court case, and now Jim owes a bunch of child support money, which honestly he should not, but that's another, I've already done videos on that. If Jim Cryer is like hundreds of thousands of dollars behind in child support, which he is not, by the way, then he's screwed because he doesn't have that money. Now he says that he probably assumes he can get that money from Katheryn, but guess what? Katheryn doesn't have a penny to rub together. Or, well, two pennies to rub together, because guess who has the money? Hanna Young. Maybe this means that Candace will still not give back the money. I could see that happening. I think Jim will panic, because if Wyatt's inheritance isn't in the bank account, that means he can't pay that child support. And then on top of that, he's going to be broke. And he's going to be angry because the little Miss Hanna has everything. This could mean that Jim will try to go after Hanna, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, obviously Jim will just be flabbergasted and, dumbfounded, whatever word you want to plug in there, because Hanna has this from non-ill-gotten gains. Now, Lord willing, I hope Benny don't find out, because his dumb ass wouldn't want to do anything. He would just be like, Mom, we got all this. He'll want to do something with it, but Hanna will rightfully just say, hey, I'm holding on this to Katheryn. We're not spending a cent. I'm pretty sure Hanna will not work. I mean, she did say she wanted to, go down and take that position as like the head maid / cleaner. I guess you could say like the staff manager, if you will, of the hotel, the Artesian Hotel, like pretty much like the cleaning service and whatnot. But maybe Katheryn will say, hey, I'm giving you this money. Go ahead, just spend whatever you need for bills and whatnot. Don't worry about it. I trust you. So as long as Hanna keeps it to herself, maybe she'll be okay. But if somebody like Candace or Benny finds out, Lord have mercy, it's going to be a hot mess. So I don't think Jim will probably try to go after Hanna, but there's literally nothing he can do, because Katheryn, having far more, I guess you could say, connections than him, so to speak, when it comes to her money, I think Hanna will be well protected. Now, on the other side of this coin, if Hanna takes this position as the executor, maybe I'll do a quick separate video on it, but remember, I believe Katheryn left Hanna in the will for $5 million. If anything happens to Katheryn and she dies, Hanna will get $5 million. Again, people who are familiar with this kind of thing, maybe because you went to law school, or perhaps there was someone in your family who left everything to you or something along those lines. If Katheryn Cryer were to die, would Hanna, as the executor, have ownership over everything? I'm just asking. Or let's say if Katheryn does lose the civil suit in court and gets put away for life for murdering Jennifer Salison, would she just say, well, you know what? I'm in jail for life, so Hanna, here you go. I'm just saying. So I'm asking a question. Number one, do you think that Hanna will agree to become Katheryn Cryer's executor? Number two, if she does become the executor, will there be a bigger target on her than ever before? Because, Biggie Smalls, more money, more problems. And it is sad, because that's why I say I feel bad for Hanna, because of the actions of her children with playing around with these millions of dollars. Hanna doesn't even have any money. Remember, her and Benny have like a huge negative balance in their bank account from that reverse transfer from the millions of dollars going back to Candace's account. They have no money. So it's just like Hanna has been running around crying and just trying to, plead with her children to do the right thing. Hanna doesn't have money, yet she's going through all these damn problems, and it's sad. So imagine once she gets all this money and whatnot, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen, guys. But in any case, let me know what you think. Do you think Hannah's going to agree to be Katheryn's executor? I'm going to be completely honest here. I think she will, but also I forgot to make this point. Hannah's just now learning about these charges against Katheryn Cryer. What if Hanna finds out that these charges are correct? What if she finds out that her friend Katheryn Cryer is a murderer? What do you think about that? And that's a good question now, because you got Derek, who was her first love interest in quite a while, not counting Byron from season 1. But in terms of, just a person she's really gotten to know and whatnot over the past several days, whatever. Hanna, damn, this is a great idea. Okay. Hanna gets close to Derek, finds out that his past is him being the man with the lion tattoo that assaulted her when she was younger, and she cut ties with him. What if she finds out her employer then her being the confidant for Katheryn, and then friend Katheryn Cryer is a cold-blooded murderer. Will Hanna cut ties with her altogether? Will she just not want to be executor? Like, no, I don't want this. Take it away, Marty. Do whatever you want. I don't know. But then Marty probably can't do that because of the lawsuit and everything. I really do feel bad for Hanna. Like, just me saying that out loud, I really do feel bad for her. I really do. And this is me not even including the Mr. Jim stuff. It just goes to show you, and I remember saying this months, if not years ago, Hanna Young, her life is just turmoil. I mean, not counting everything that happened pre-Having to Have Nights episode 1, but in terms of the series, people that she's let into her life, trusted, got close to, they ended up betraying her or not who they say they were. Like Celine, perfect example. Her best, her friend in the same, I guess you could say line of work, turned her back on her as soon as she thought, she was getting close to Jim and everything. Then you have Katheryn Cryer, which I wouldn't say that if Hanna finds out Katheryn killed Jennifer, I wouldn't say that's a betrayal. It's just that Hanna will look at Katheryn in a different light. Kind of like when she refused to admit that Wyatt hit Benny. And then, of course, you have the Derek situation. So, yeah, this is a pretty interesting potential storyline. And honestly, I'm much more interested to see where this Executor storyline will go as opposed to this whole Wyatt's inheritance thing. Because last thing I want to mention before the end of the video, some people, I get it. You talk about how, Jim, that's not your money. Okay. Katheryn's father in his will, and I could be wrong about the amount because it's been a long time. I believe that the grandfather left both Amanda and Wyatt. Was it $20 million? Was it 20? It was 15 or 20 million. Fill in the blanks, guys. If you remember the number, let me know. But this is like old stuff. I think that we haven't heard about the numbers since the episode The Black Sedan, which was originally the season 2 season premiere, but I think now it's like season 1 episode 16. I don't know, but I know that's when Candace got a hold of the will and was trying to get Amanda to get the money to contest it. But I believe that okay, I'm not talking about the one that Katheryn recorded in the hospital when she was having breast cancer surgery, but the OG will of the grandfather was like, here's X amount of millions of dollars for Amanda and Wyatt, which begs the question, with Amanda dead, what happened to her share of the inheritance? Does that just stay with Katheryn or whatnot? But in any case, Katheryn and Jim, and I'm not taking sides here. I'm not saying I like Jim, but he is correct. That is not his money. That is not Katheryn's money. That is Wyatt's money. I think it's like when they turn 18 or 21, they were supposed to get the money. But it's been said time and time again by both Katheryn and Jim, they did not prepare their children to learn how to handle money. And Candace did make a great point. And you also didn't prepare them to deal with people like me. Because I think Katheryn told Hanna back in season 1, like, that inheritance money for what? Amanda to give it away to the first person who asked her? Or Wyatt to just smoke his inheritance away into a cloud of smoke? Because honestly, remember when Jennifer gave him that money, first thing he did, almost overdosed. Katheryn and Jim were the caretakers of that money because Wyatt was not in a mental, or I guess you could say substance-free state of mind to control that money, because they knew it excuse me, if Wyatt had that money, he would abuse it and self-destruct. So I'm not saying, again, I'm not taking Jim's side here, but he is correct. Him and Katheryn, they're the ones who are to take care of that money until Wyatt has proven that he's able to. But obviously, based off the past couple seasons, we know that's never going to happen. But yes, Jim wanting the money back, yeah, I get it. That's correct. So in any case, that's the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any new content. And yeah, let's see if Hanna becomes the executor and what that means for the rest of the story. Also, if she becomes the executor, well, then will that mean Candace getting the money back? No, I doubt it. I highly doubt it.